Hi everybody, this is Coffee and Water, and what I'm going to do is coffee stain some book pages that were gifted to me by a follower. Thank you so much for those. Once I let them soak for a couple hours, I just lay them on a pea pad and dry them. And then I grab these two cans. I got these out of my recycle bin. They're two different sizes, but I'm okay with it. What I'm going to do is tear all of the edges off to make them more rustic, vintage, whatever. And I'm going to use a fair amount of Mod Podge to adhere these to the can. Since there's lots of ridges, you have to really be liberal with the Mod Podge. So once I get the first piece on, I just spread it out, get the spots that I forgot, and then I very easily tear off the bottom. So simple, just like this. And I repeat this all the way around my can. Once I get all of it done, I seal everything in with a generous amount of Mod Podge. And for the second one, I'm going to use these rulers. They are amazing. They have these jaggedy edges to it, so you can decide what your edge is going to look like. I'll put a link at the top, right above this video. They are so fun to use. Anyway, I do this for my second can. A little bit of my paper came up, so I'm just heating it up with my heat tool and rolling it in my hand. And that heats up the Mod Podge underneath and it will re-stick. It's a great little technique that you can keep in mind. I'm using my micro sander only for the bottom to get off the excess so they lay flat. And in the meantime, I added more paper to the inside of the can to make it look totally amazing. It was late, so I went to bed. When I came back, now I'm going to really vintage out these cans. So I use brown, green, and I don't even use the white. I just use brown and green, and I'm just using a stencil brush to go around the top rim. I go around the bottom rim and onto the book page itself to make it look like rusty spots. I do this a lot. I'm going to add some cinnamon in there as well. I have glue on my finger. I'm sprinkling the cinnamon very deliberately. I do rub it onto the page itself, and I actually go onto the inside here in just a minute. You'll see how much I really do. I didn't do all of that on camera because it was kind of a lengthy process, but here it is all finished up and I love it, and it smells really amazing too. Now I'm going to take these wooden hearts on a dowel. I think I got these from Hobby Lobby. I was not worried about those sticky spots because they're not going to show. I'm going to give them a coat of ivory colored paint onto the stick as well. And I'm going to do the same thing here and there with the hearts that I did with the cans. I want these to look like they've been sitting outside for a long time in the weather. And so just here and there with the patina look. And I do hit it with a little bit of cinnamon as well. These stickers came from Dollar Tree. I chose 3 flowers. And again, I am going to do the same thing with these, except I'm going to use this color green mixed with the other color green to really show a lot of patina on these flowers. I want them to look like metal flowers that have really rusted out and sat in the weather. This is cinnamon that I dip my brush in the paint and then in the cinnamon, and it makes it look amazing. That third flower that I have is actually going to be the leaves to my flowers. So I cut out a couple of those and then glue down my flowers where I want them. And then I'm going to put some floral foam in my cans and just a smidge of Spanish moss on top of that. Just enough to cover up the floral foam because I want every bit of those book pages inside the can to show. And this looks really neat. I do let a little tiny bit of Spanish moss come up out of the can just for a little bit of interest. And then I just put my hearts right down the center of those. I grab a little bit of ripped material and lace that I coffee stained and just tied that around the bottom of the heart. I added 1 button in the middle right at the knot. And just to finish this off, I put a little tiny sprig of Sweet Annie right in the can. And look how amazing this looks. I'm not that much into vintage, but I'm very much into this piece. I love it. It is for sale on my website, craftingwithmimi.com, First come, first serve. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'd appreciate if you would share this around, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.